Welcome to another episode of Ghetto Tunes, making you faster where you don't have to spend a lot of money. Today we're going to cover asphalt setup, which is different from carpet setup, specifically black carpet, also known as Fast Track 2. Asphalt setups are different because without the grip of that black carpet, you gotta find other ways to get that grip so that your car handles nicely. First thing to cover is flex. Chassis flex is one of the main ways you're going to get grip on your car outside where you wouldn't normally get it on the inside. First thing that I've done on this car is take off my hard points. There's a reinforcement bar here, and there was a reinforcement bar here. That's been taken off. So now you have a little bit more flex in between the bulkheads. Also, I've taken off the chassis screws right there, and the center screws. So now I've got some nice flex going on with that chassis. Flex torsion basically allows your car to bend and absorb a lot of that kinetic energy, which gives you that simulation of a little bit of grip and helps your car react a little bit more appropriately outside. On the other side of the car, I've also removed some of these stiffening screws. Some of your cars might have different stiffener options, but you'll notice that these options here prevent the car from getting too stiff, which gives, again, more of that chassis flex. Next thing you can do to add traction to your car is tire additives. Tire additives will allow you to have grip your tires, which will help especially outside on asphalt. This option here, specifically for black carpet, the odorless tire sauce, not a good idea. Use something else if you have it. Like that. That is the high grip tire sauce, which can work outside. Relatively untested, but still a better option than the odorless tire sauce. So again, those are the two options that I have from TDK that are very popular. This is an indoor specific sauce. This one, you can use it outside. See how you like it. Another option is brake cleaner. Again, very popular inside to clean off the mold residue from your tires. You can also do that outside, but probably best to do it after a run. Same thing with lubricant. Lubricant is great to use after a run to keep your tires nice and shiny, but probably not a good idea to run it just before you get out there. That's the tried, tested, and true one for the last several years. SXT, that'll work outside, not a problem. Not the best, but far from being the worst. This is called Poison. This works great on your tires because it basically dissolves them and disintegrates them. It's also poison. So that's why it's wrapped in a plastic bag, because it's poison. And with all of those tire additives mentioned, I use none of them because that's not ghetto enough. I like to treat my tires a much simpler way. After or before a run, I'll take some of this diff putty and I'll basically clean my tires. Remove any dirt and residue. And that's the main way that I'll prepare my tires. And then, when I'm ready to drive, I drive. And by drive, I mean with my pack, which is an 8000, I'm able to do several practice laps. Several practice laps are nice because, first of all, it'll allow the asphalt to heat up my tires. Normally, when you're driving in like 29 or 30 Celsius outside, the ground temperature is much hotter. That basically allows my tires to get cooked before the race and heats them up for free. Now on to the next part, which is roll centers, camber links, primarily through shims. So let's get started on this. What? Damn. What is this? Pubes! So now that the pubes are removed, let's go on to the shims. First of all, I'll identify where the shims are on this car. Typically, you're going to have toe blocks rear, front of rear of front, and front of front. On black carpet, I've got a 1mm shim on all of those. On asphalt, I've removed all of those shims, which gives me a different roll center and allows the car to roll and pitch a bit more. You'll also see that I've removed a lot of the shims on my camber links. So, my camber links now are pointing in a V shape towards the center. See if I can focus in. For indoor, I had 3 of those shims. Now I'm down to one 1mm shim on the inside of my camber links. That's the front. And on the rear, again, it's a V shape, and I've removed them all completely. In the past, I've had 2 shims underneath my camber links for black carpet. For asphalt, none. And another action that's been done on this car to make it tuned up and ready for asphalt is ride height. Again, normally ride height for indoors is around 5.5. For outside, I'm running 7mm of ride height. And again, you could use a ride height gauge, but the very ghetto way of doing it is to use coins. Now, in this case, I actually found something very unique. 4 pennies. You can still find these things. 4 pennies stacked one on top of the other will give you a ride height of approximately 7mm. So, these things are still useful if you can find them. Right on. God save the Queen. So, that summarizes the changes that I'm making from my carpet setup to my asphalt setup. Not specific to this car, which is the Xpress XQ2S, but they can be used on other cars as well. Essentially, the main theme is making you go faster without having to spend a lot of money. Hope you guys like this video. Did you like the video? Hey, you put that down. That stuff is dangerous. That stuff is dangerous.